Hello, my friends, and welcome back. I am so thankful that you are here. Now, if you are almost ready for the social studies test, or maybe you're just starting to prepare for the social studies test, you're not going to want to miss this. I have 7 tips that will help you master that social studies test. Welcome to Purely Persistent. I'm Michelle. Now, if you'd like more tips like this in your inbox every single week, click the link down below because I have my Purely Persistent postcard that I send out every week with tips that are really going to help you rock that exam. Now, let's get started on the social studies mistakes. Mistake number 1, not having a thorough understanding of the branches of the U.S. government. So here we have the branches of the government, and this was outlined in the Constitution that was created way back in the 1700s. First, we have the legislative branch, which consists of the U.S. Senate and the U.S. Representatives. Senate, 2 members per state. Representatives is based on population of the states. Next is the executive branch, which consists of the president, the vice president, and the cabinet, which the president appoints to be on the cabinet. And finally, the judicial branch, which consists of the Chief Justice and the other 8 justices. And all 3 of these branches work together in the separation of powers called checks and balances. So basically, what that means is one of the branches does not have superiority over the other branches. For example, the legislative branch creates laws. But in order for these laws to go into action, the president has to agree or veto the laws. Now, let's say the law's been in place for a while. The judicial branch can decide, oh, actually, that's not constitutional. So all 3 of these work together. Now, my friends, you really need to know this. So give this video here a thumbs up if you would like me to do an entire video on checks and balances so that you really have a deep understanding. To be honest with you, my students actually struggle with this quite a bit, and I think they could use a refresher too. The second mistake is misreading a map. So here we have a great map here of the Texas state parks. But if you don't know what those little lines are going on in the map, then you're not going to probably do so well if there's a question relating to elevation, right? So you really want to make sure that you study maps and that you understand how maps work. Not knowing general U.S. geography. I have seen plenty of practice tests that kind of make it so if you don't know the general U.S. geography, if you don't know where St. Louis is, where New York is, and where San Francisco is, then you're not going to be able to answer the questions. So I would take some time and identify what are the major cities in the United States. So where is Denver located? What time zone is Denver in? What state is Denver in? Geographically speaking, where is Denver? Also know this about some of the other major cities. Seattle, LA, Salt Lake City, Dallas, Memphis. I'm just naming off all the cities I can on top of my head. Know those cities. Know where they are located on a map. Misinterpreting political cartoons. Political cartoons are huge in social studies, and so therefore political cartoons could be on your test, and you need to go through and analyze the cartoon. What are they trying to portray? What is going on in that time frame? Now, the funny thing is political cartoons are actually not so funny, so I don't know why they're called political cartoons. Let's take a look at this cartoon. Uncle Sam catches the ripe fruit. So Uncle Sam is there sitting underneath an apple tree, peach tree, and fruit is falling, right? And the fruit, you can see, is representing a place, right? So Hawaii is falling and looks like Canada, Cuba, Mexico, Haiti, they're still up in the tree, right? This cartoon took place in the 1800s, and that is when the United States annexed or brought Hawaii in to become a state. And it was right after the time where the Hawaiian monarchy fell and the United States took it in and decided that this would be a good state. So just be prepared. Political cartoon might be on the test. You'll want to watch my political cartoon video that I have up here so that you can better understand political cartoons so that you will be ready for that political cartoon that may appear on your social studies test. Spending too much time on one question. My friends, this happens to a lot of people in a lot of different tests. So you really just want to be mindful of the time. How much time do you have to take the test? How much time do you have per question for the test? Just be really mindful of the clock so that you know you're not spending too much time on one question. Skipping a question. So there's a great feature on the GED test where you can actually flag a question, okay? It's a great feature. So if you are not able to answer that question, maybe just put a quick answer, but then flag that question. And then if you have a little bit of time left over, you can go back to that question. I'm sure that HiSET, or at least I hope that HiSET has a similar feature on their test. Too much anxiety. Okay, so it's okay to have a little bit of anxiety, but too much anxiety really shows that you don't believe in yourself, right? So you've got to take the time. I've studied, I've practiced, I'm as ready as I can be. You've got to mentally convince yourself that you are ready for the test, and that's going to take your anxiety down. So the way the brain works is we have three portions of the brain. The middle part, the innermost part of the brain, takes care of your basic needs, your survival, right? The second part, the middle part of the brain, actually focuses on your emotions. So that's where anxiety is held. Anxiety, love, caring, etc. is held right here. And the outer portion, I like to say, is where your smarts are. So in order to reach the outer portion of your brain, the middle portion have to be met, okay? So if you're too anxious about a test, you will not do well. That's why I say you've got to believe in yourself. So if you believe in yourself, that will reduce your anxiety, and then you can actually do better on your test. So really make a deep effort to focus on believing in yourself that you can do this. The more you say this, I believe I can do this, I can do this, I've got this, then you will do better on the test. My friends, those are my 7 mistakes that people often make on the social studies test, so don't let that be you. Be sure to check out the other videos I have with the other mistakes that people make on tests, and don't let that be you either. My friends, have a beautiful day, and remember, you are enough. I believe in you. I know that you can do this. You will rock that science test. Believe in yourself just like I believe in you. Peace, friends.